Sojiru Takeshita from the Graduate School of Management, Informatics and Innovation at the University of Shizuoka. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. How do you think Japan is going to change under the new Prime Minister, and how significant do you think it is that she's the first woman in this job?
Well, I think people have been portraying her as the first woman, right wing. And I think a lot of the Western media has probably copied what the Japanese media is saying, which is very much inclined to the left. I mean, all the policies that she's saying and trying to implement are normalizing this excessively, pro-China or pro-left-wing type of movement. And she's just trying to normalize it. So, I don't find her being, in the right-wing region like the ones that you see in Europe, for example. So, I think she's taking very positive. You can see the stock market just boosting because she is very clear about her policy, about the expansion of fiscal policy to revive the economy and basically get things done. Look at the cabinet members. She's literally going for old Japan, which is quite different from the past prime minister, which focused on feeding the vested interest of their own, factions. So, I think one should look at things with a little more neutralized eyes on her policies.
And how do you think she is going to deal with the US and with Donald Trump in particular?
Well, who is going to, cope with that? But, obviously, I think she's an advocate of Mr. Abe's policy. We've been very, very friendly with, the Trump administration. And although one thing that's predictable about Trump administration is that it is totally unpredictable. So, she has to have a very good right-left arm to support her, which she is, creating in her cabinet members. Again, you got, very experienced people like Motegi-san, Hayashi-san, all these people who were rivals, on achieving the prime ministership. Again, she went for old Japan rather than, allocating factional members the favor. So from that point of view, I think she has a pretty good support within her cabinet.
And also the China question, obviously Japan caught very much between these two global powers. Where do you think she will take Japan on that?
Like I said, normalized state. And many people might portray it as right-wing because compared to Mr., for example, Ishiba and his regime, who were very, in my opinion, boneless, spineless policy against China, for example, not establishing anti-espionage law, which amongst advanced nations, Japan is the only nation that doesn't have this law, which is amazing in very negative issue. So she's just trying to basically normalize, to basically fight off the threat that we're getting from our neighbors, especially from China.
And just about her as a person, she's obviously won this mandate. She has an interesting, personal story. She's a former heavy metal drummer. She was a scuba diver. She's a car enthusiast. She's worked in television. Very interesting figure.
Yeah, I mean, and she's also chosen a lot of interesting figures. If you look at the cabinet members, the economic security is an ex-boxer who graduated from University of Manchester. So, she's got some very interesting choice, seriously, including Ms. Onoda. So I think those are very interesting.
Professor Takeshita, thank you so much for being with us. This is BBC News. We are back in a few minutes.